Good evening, everybody. Tonight I'm going to attempt to tell the new people and some of our senior residents, such as myself, about the trust. It's a very unique organization. We're probably one of the only town in the country that has something like this. And the trust was the donated commons land to the town in 1701 by the Penn family. By 1764, the land had been encroached upon by citizens so much that it was impossible to know what was common land and what was private land. In 1764, the townspeople decided to form a group of citizens to watch over, manage, and own the commons land for the benefit and behoof of the citizens of Newcastle. The property was then resurveyed. 13 citizens were selected to be trustees of commons. After the birth of the United States, the Delaware General Assembly in 1792 confirmed the existence of the trustees of the Newcastle Commons as a private corporation. In the beginning, a person selected was a lifetime term, and in 1982 that was changed to a 12-year term. The trust does not govern, it manages. It is separate from the city. It does not create city resolutions or ordinance. It manages, protects, and preserves the 600 acres of commons land in Newcastle. There are no public funds given to the trust for its activities. The trust finances are self-generated through management of our commercial leases and our investment portfolio. Only citizens can vote in a trustee election and must be registered on the trustee voter list. And sometimes that causes confusion, but what happens is when people come in, you have to live here for 1 year before you can vote in that election. And people come in and they're confused about the trustee election list, and what we do, we have it set up now to where we can register you and allow you to vote that day if you meet the other qualifications. Some services that benefit us all. We issue money through grant funding to approximately 20 nonprofit organizations in town. Gives $100,000 a year in scholarship program for our young students coming out of high school. Works with MSC for land use of some of their operations. A good example would be the next time you ride by the farm, look out and you'll see where we have water filters on our wells, we have solar panels for electricity. One of my favorites is we've installed 5 meadows in our open spaces in the city of Newcastle, totaling about a little more than 15 acres. We work with city government providing funds for and support for projects big and small. We maintain Battery Park, Fort Cashmere Park, and that may be new to some of you because we're now calling the Ferry Wharf Fort Cashmere Park. So the Newcastle Sports Complex, which we all knew as Newcastle Little League, we're going to add different equipment in there so that they can do other things besides just play baseball. We support the Goodwill Flower Company. We support the Newcastle Historical Society. And we just completed the renovations at the farm, and that's a historical preservation project, is the primary current purpose. The farm, which sits in the center of most of the trust commercial activities, will now be the trustees' headquarters and offices. We do have a website, www.trusteesncc.com. Please have any questions, communicate with us all the time. And we have a couple trustees in the audience today. We have Dave Waldini and our president, Pete Toner. and myself. I don't see anybody
And our
else.
newest member, Tina Mazziello.
Oh, Tina, I see you sitting right there, okay. So, questions? Yes, sir.
Now that the farmhouse is completed, are you, after a 2-year hiatus, gonna start having public monthly meetings? And will the office have the regular hours like it does now for dropping off things or picking things up?
The office will have its regular hours. I'm not, I can't answer when we're gonna go back to public meetings. That's not my decision right now. I do know we're gonna have an open house on June 4th. And there will be public meetings after that, but I don't know the criteria of it. But I don't think you'll see business on a daily basis change at all.
Thank you.
And Mr. Gross, we will have a public meeting in June. Please attend.
I will.
Anything else? Yes, ma'am.
Tommy, can you explain, most of the trust assets are in land and the self-generated funds come from the leases, the commercial properties. But also the trust owns a couple buildings. It's not
Yes. Well, we own everything at the farm.
right.
We own that. We own the old Blanca hangar. We own the fire department. We own this building that you're in. We own Town Hall and 3rd Street Library. And I think I got them all. So, okay.
I think you did. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Tom, a statement and as well as just a compliment. The city budget, which is about $6 million annually, typically has a small amount of money set aside for street projects. We then tack onto that money we might get from the General Assembly. We might spend $400,000 to $500,000 maintaining our city streets each year. It's a Herculean task. We could not have done Delaware Street in the way that we did it without the loan that we got from the trustees of the Newcastle Common. That was a $1.8, $1.9 million project. We would have had to save for about 5 years and do nothing else during that entire period of time in order to do that one project, which needed to be done because we had 40 years of layers. Think of like a rooftop on a house where you just keep adding layers. At some point you got to take it all down and you got to clean it up and you got to do it right. And that's just an example of how we were able to work cooperatively with the trust, and we're grateful because we were able to take on a project of that size, and they graciously pay the note. Thank you.
Thank you.